Kevin Astle.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kevin Astle. I'm an assistant professor with the University of South Florida, Tanasia College of Pharmacy. My statements today do not represent the views of my employer. I hold several credentials and board certifications, including board certified pharmacotherapy specialist. So in this role, I'm a medication expert and have the expertise to be able to determine when medications are appropriate and to evaluate the literature that's available for medications. I could preach to you about the recommendations and rules that you are setting forth today and how they contradict the recommendations of all the major medical associations in the United States, but you all are already aware of that. One of the points discussed today is the informed consent process and how for the children that you want to continue on therapy that have already engaged in gender-affirming care need this enhanced informed consent process. That is already occurring. That, along with the recommendations for making it, the recommendations made today are evident that the guidelines have not been reviewed, that the board here does not know what is actually being practiced in medical care today, and that these standards being proposed by the board are outside of the standard practice in the world. Another point brought up today was for research. There's 49 states in the country, let's let them do the research. What does that say to our institutions here in the state of Florida? That we are second class to the rest of the United States? That the University of Florida, a top 5 public institution where I'm a proud alumni of, does not deserve to engage in research? Or myself at University of South Florida, we cannot engage in research for this topic just because we live in the state of Florida? That will make us second class to the rest of the United States, and that is not what we want to do. Then finally on that, you talk about not wanting to impair progress. This discussion today, the fact that we're having this is impairing progress. So that is all that's being done. This country was founded on the principle of individual rights and freedoms. Today, you're making actions to violate those freedoms for Floridians. You have the right to choose whether or not you want to provide gender-affirming care in your practice. You have that choice in that decision. You have the choice and decision whether you should pursue gender-affirming care yourself or for your children. Your actions today are going to take that right away from Floridians all across the state. And is that your decision to make? As a board of medicine, you're here to guide medical practice. You're not here to determine what is medical practice and what is not. Your actions today would be in violation of your role. You're here to allow for safe practice, not to dictate what is medical care and what is not. When you graduated from medical school, you took an oath to do no harm. These decisions today will completely violate that oath. And I think upon that, your medical license should be reviewed and should be considered to be revoked if you pass this legislation. Thank you.
What?